This is the Sports Enema Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Buddy Rowe. It's now time.
Bend over, baby. Yeah, it's time for your Sports Enema.
Everybody, you did one hell of a job. And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Oh, stop it before I throw up. God, the Cowboys. They're coming to town, people. And I know they're the heavy favorite. This is supposed to be their Super Bowl year and all this BS. You listen to all the experts, and what are they telling you right now? Oh, they got so many advantages on the matchups. You know, the offensive line with Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Big Frederick at the center position, Leo Collins, Dak Prescott, Maury Cooper, and that big buckethead running back they got, Ezekiel Elliott. He's good, I know. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. We all know that. You run behind that line for 6-7 years and see where you end up. Okay? Anyway, we know, we've been listening to it. You know, how are we going to get this done? Same thing when we said about going up to Seattle now, wasn't it? Now, granted, this team's got a better roster than Seattle's right now. I'll give you that. Okay? But there's a couple things that you might be overlooking. What's that, buddy? This is different. The pressure's on the Cowboys this time. Oh, yeah. When we played them the last two times, remember? We were the favorites, supposed to win. You got Stephen A. putting the bad luck on us on SportsCenter, going up there with the jersey on, talking all this shit. You know, when I was watching it that morning, I don't know about you, I said, we're done. We're going to lose. Now he's saying we're going to lose. Gotta love it. It's different. Pressure's on them. They're supposed to win this game. That's one factor. What's the other? Well, second of all, it's a primetime game in the Superdome. The New Orleans Superdome. It's magical over there. Especially at night. I think Bridgewater's going to feel some of that magic. I think some good things can happen. That's two. That's two things. Not weighing in this factor. I got one more. Like I said, you can start comparing everything. Receivers, okay, they got the edge. You know, with Tavon Austin and Maury Cooper, even with Jason Witten. Right now, that's probably better than all three. Michael Thomas, Ted Ginn, and Jared Cook. Jared Cook, by the way, somebody, if you see him, please take him over the airline, drop him off by the facility. We're looking for him. I can't find him. Help me. This is a search for Jared Cook. If we don't hear nothing by in the morning, I'm going to put him on the back of a milk carton anyway. Okay. So you look at all this. They got their front seven, Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch and Robert Quinn on one side, DeMarcus Lawrence on the other side. Sean Hill still running around there. Probably got about 27 knee surgeries. Who knows? Still a great player, though. Love him. You look at all this and you say, okay, how are we going to do this one? Well, we got the home field, Sunday night game we just talked about. Also, this is a different scenario. Pressure's on them, not us. And here's my third big point that we're going to touch on. Well, the biggest mismatch to me has always been Jason Garrett versus Sean Payton. Oh, well, how can you say that? He's beating him. Yeah, that's true. But this is different this year. Sean Payton is thinking outside the box right now. He's got to come up with something different. Jason Garrett against Sean Payton is a mismatch. Make no mistake. Jason Garrett is simply like the neutered version of Sean Payton. Like, if you told Sean, listen, I just want a little bit of your input. I want to know some of your tricks and your secrets. But you're just going to sit here and do as you're told, from Gail. And if something bad happens, you're going to be the scapegoat. Okay, so we'll be driving you up there to, to a vet right there on North Shore. We're going to get those nuts clipped, and boom, we're going to bring you back, and you're going to follow these orders. Okay, that's what Jason Garrett is. He's a neutered version of Sean Payton. He don't have the nuts. You can see it on the sideline. You've seen what over the years? Players come yelling at him, talking crazy to him in his face. Just so mild-toned and mild-mannered. Like, that's not fit for a head coach. Sometimes you got to get angry. Sometimes you got to put your foot in tons, just many asses. Not just one or two. Sometimes you got to tell that reporter to go to hell and watch the game. Jason Garrett is incapable of doing any of that. If the Saints can get this game into the fourth quarter and have it interesting, and we put a little pressure on the Cowboys, okay, and the stoneless, the stoneless Jason Garrett is going to have to make some decisions and some adjustments. Look out. This is going to look juicy as fuck for us. Okay? They got Kellen Moore calling all the offensive plays right now. They took that out of his hand, a long time ago. And they appear to be peaking. Now, I've heard people say the Cowboys ain't beat anybody, this and that. I'm not McMee. You'll never hear me say a team in the NFL is nobody. This is all rosters full of professional players that can play. Trust me. The NFL is not like college football. You can be bad one year and completely turn around next year because the talent's there. You don't need 2-3 years of buying recruiting classes. No. Okay? So, I think if we can get this game into the fourth quarter, tight ball game with a little pressure on Jason Garrett and his staff, good things can happen. But pressure is going to be the key to this game, in my opinion. Okay? We're going to need to see pressure up front thrown at Dak Prescott. Dennis, if you're listening, don't think he's just going to come in there with, hat for hat and put pressure on this offense. It's not going to happen. Tyron Smith and Zach Martin, probably the best tackling guard combo in the NFL. And then you got La'el Collins coming into his own. Frederick up front, he's great. You already know the deal. It's not going to happen. Okay, here's what's going on. See, Dak's got it different than a lot of these quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm not taking anything away from him. I like him. Look, he's a Louisiana kid. He beat the odds. He had a great story. Kick and play. Okay? But he's got an advantage over there. What's that, buddy? Well, it's kind of like, you strapped for money. Let's say you're strapped for money, your bills are coming up, and you're like, man, I got to find $100, $200 somewhere this month. I need some kind of help. And there it is. You call, Sprint or Verizon, whatever your carrier provider is, and you get that 2-week extension. Like, yeah, man, you give them some bullshit excuse. My mom, she's in the hospital, blah, 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 blah. Well, the dog got sick. Okay, yeah, you got it, Mr. Mike. 2 weeks. And voila. You bought yourself some extra time. See, Dak's got it like that in the game, though. He can go to that huddle and be like, yeah, I didn't see anything open. Can you guys just give me another second or two? Oh, no problem. And they do it. So these guys can be covered up, but I don't give a shit how good you are on the outside. If you're giving a receiver another second or two, they can get open. Bad receivers can get open against good corners. Okay? So we got to manufacture some kind of pressure in this game. Okay? Marcus Davenport's got a mammoth matchup on the outside against Tyron Smith. Now, Tyron Smith, my opinion, one of probably the greatest tackle of my generation, left tackle. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is phenomenal. If Davenport can show us something in this game tomorrow, if he can beat this guy, that's going to speak volumes about his future. That's going to get me excited. Okay? But we need to be dialing it up. Because let me tell you, on the other side of that ball, Dallas is going to be bringing Jalen Smith and that other guy, Van Der Esch Bosch, whatever the hell his name is. They're going to be twisting him up, stunting him up, bringing him all kind of places. Okay? They like to do that. All right? And they're good enough, too, to get pressure with just single, no hat for hat, with Robert Quinn and DeMarcus Lawrence on the outside. Out for DeMarcus Lawrence and Ryan Ramczyk going to battle. That ought to be a mammoth matchup. Okay, so now, what do we do? How can we attack this defense? Glad you asked that. One of their D tackles is out this game. Antoine Woods. He's still injured. Uh-oh. He's got the injury bug. Okay? So, you're going to be looking at, this other guy, Christian Covington or Tristan Hill, these journeymen trying to fill in, to the inside. So, we should be able to have some success between the tackles. Okay? Well, you still got those linebackers, buddy, to deal with. Okay, well, like I said, I think Jalen Smith and Van Der Bosch, Esch, whatever the hell his name is great players. But do you think they're better than KJ Wright or Bobby Wagner? No. You saw Kamara slice them up. I think he can do the same thing in this game. Let's take advantage of that one little injury bug they got. Let's run it between the tackles. Let's take shots. Let's take shots, too, at this cornerback they got. Chidobe Awuzie. I see other teams like to pick on him. Why can't we pick on him? Let's roll Teddy out on some play action after we establish the run and take some shots. Okay? Let's make this a game going into the fourth quarter. If we can do that, okay? Little nutless, yellow belly, little Jason Garrett. He's going to crawfish, guys. He's going to fold like a wet rag. Because this is a different game. The pressure is on him, not us, like it's been in the past, where we're supposed to go in there and roll him up, which has always been ridiculous to me. Okay? Let's make them feel the pressure. Now, if you're going to this game, and I want you to be honest with yourself, if you're one of these, nonchalant, shy, who-dats, look, we love you. You're part of the family. Not everybody in a family is going to be, loud, bold, and cunning. I get that. But you need to understand, there's a time and a place for that quiet stuff. And this Sunday night in that Superdome in New Orleans at 7:20, that's not the place. But what are you saying, buddy? I should stay home? No. Oh, if you don't intend to go there and make some noise, stay home, yes. Give the tickets to somebody who will. This is going to take a complete effort, just like in Seattle. It's going to take offense, defense, special teams, coaching staff, And yes, that 12th man, the fans. We need the Who Dat faithful to affect this game. We got to have it. We got to get loud. Okay? When Dak comes to that line and he sees something he don't like, he shouldn't be allowed to change that play. He should be forced into it. If he comes to the line and he's got to dive to that buckethead running back, and then he's got it snuffed out and he's got to run blitz right to those gaps, Dak can smell it, he should be forced to call a timeout. We need Who Dat fans at that game that are willing to lay it all on the line. Because this year, we're pretty much laying it all on the line. This is it. Drew's not promised tomorrow. Okay? It's time for him to get it done this year. We got to stay above water till he gets back. And we got the roster to do it. Okay? We got the home field advantage to make this happen. So if know thyself, right? It's Gandhi's words, know thyself. If you know that you're a little quiet, hermit type of person, don't go to that game. Give it to that drunk uncle who's going to sit and yell from the time he steps foot out the vehicle, out the Uber, into the parking lot, to the time he leaves. Poitras, okay? That's who needs that ticket. Right? That's what we need. That's the effort we're going to need in this game. Please try to understand this. Now, offensively, what can we do? This defense always bottled up Drew, right? In the last couple years. Did they not? They've been stout. With Sean Lee and, Lawrence coming off the edge. It's been stout. It's been tough. But this is going to be a different game plan. This is going to be a run-first game plan. We need the Matrix, Alvin Kamara, to continue to do this sorcery that he's been doing out here in the field. Did y'all see this stuff? You just see what he did in Seattle? What is going on here? He takes the ball, he runs it into a big pile of people. I put my beer down, I'm like, oh, that's a loss. I turn my head, here he comes. Like he shot out of a wormhole or something. Where the hell did he come from? This is what we need. We need some of this magic. Okay? We can't take this. We can't take this anymore, right, Saints fans? 2 big letdown years in a row. Bad breaks. It's got me wondering, Lord, when you're going to turn your wrath away from your team, from your city. Well, how you know we're his team? Well, we're the Saints. Okay, last I checked. We're not the New Orleans, Blue Devils or the Demons or the West Bank Bears. We're the Saints. New Orleans is his city. The Saints is his team. Drew Brees is his quarterback. Okay? That's a fact. And we're gonna need him to intervene this week until Drew gets back. Let's keep it afloat. But it all starts with you, the Who Dat fan. Okay? You need to go out there, make the noise, let those Cowboys know you're there. Because this is what it's going to take. We need a running game. We need Jared Cook to show up. Okay? If anyone sees him, please tell him to report to airline. Sean's looking for him. I'm looking for him too. We need Cook to show up. We need Kamara to ball out. We need our edges to hold up. Armstead, Ramczyk. We need to keep DeMarcus Lawrence and Robert Quinn. Okay, off our quarterback. That would be great. When we run the ball, we need to get Big Puddin' Pete. I'm glad to see he came back. We need him, and we need Wolford to get to that second level. Put pads on Sean Lee. Put pads on Jalen Smith. Put pads on Van Der Esch. Okay? We got to be more physical than with them in the trenches. All right, and on defense, we got to stop this buckethead running back they got, Ezekiel Elliott. Once he gets going, everything opens up for them. We got to slow that down. We can't let him come out here and run wild. Okay? And this is our who that cry, our prayer. Right? This is what I'm offering up. Hear this prayer if you're listening. We got to have this one. Right? I'm sick of these Cowboys. Are you sick of them? You know, I don't hate them as much as the Falcons or the Rams right now, but boy, I tell you, they're right there with a bronze medal, huh? Tired of them. They're fans. I lived in Dallas. They're fans. You know, I've lived there. They win, they're on board. They lose, can't find them. They're better fans or in other cities. Like the Cowboys fans I know in this city, great fans. They're always going to be there. Okay? Got no beef with you. It's these fake Cowboy fans. I'm tired of it. Let's go there. Let's dominate the trenches. Let's get Teddy Bridgewater some easy throws. And look, I've been so hypocritical of Teddy. Yes, I have. You know that. But I was proud of the way he played in Seattle. He managed one hell of a game. He's now my quarterback. I've given him a vote of confidence. Let's go out there and get it done. Jared Cook, show up for the game. We need you. Mike Thomas, you're going to do your thing. AK, you're going to do your thing. We got to stay injury-free in this game on the offensive line. We're not looking very deep right now. I think Clapp's out too now. So as far as backups, we're looking a little thin. We got us. You already know Drew's out. Traquan Smith is still going to be out with that ankle. Look for little Jordan Humphrey to get more reps this week. You know, defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins could be coming back for this game. That would be absolutely huge to have him and Onyemata in there stuffing the run. That'll be a severe upgrade. He's questionable. Keep your eye on that. As for them, their D tackle Woods, he's out. Michael Gallup's out. Thank God that guy's elite. That means Eli Rotten Apple. He might have a little bit of an easier assignment, although Tavon Austin, he's fast too. He can give us problems. And then also I think we've lost Anzalone for the year. I know you heard that bad news, guys. I'm not sure after this one. I think they're probably going to give him one more opportunity, one more chance. You know, with that shoulder, and after that, they'll probably close the books on it. Now, with all that said, that the Saints can do some of the things we talked about. Okay, run between the tackles, pressure Dak. Okay, disguise blitzes, give him some different looks. On offense, if we can attack this guy at Woozy, maybe pick on Byron Jones, challenge those guys on the outside, get some throws down the field, because it's going to take a good game. I don't think we can beat this Cowboy team with a managed game at quarterback. We're gonna need, they're gonna come here and try to force us to beat us throwing the ball down the field. I mean, it'd be a fool not to. If we can get some things going down the field, if Jared Cook decides to show up today for Sunday night for work, if we can get Kamara the correct amount of touches and run this ball between the tackles, I like it. It sounds crazy, guys, but I think we can get out of there with a win. Okay? And, the other key element, like I said, it's going to be the fans. Y'all have to bring a great game. This has to be one of your best performances. Look, the Saints players got to bring their A game. Y'all have to bring y'all a plus game. I need lunatics out there for 3 hours. Drunks. Loud. Cajuns. Hoodats. You name it. Just going crazy. Okay? If we can do this, I like us with a Will Lutz walk-off field goal again. Okay? That's what I see. That's how I like it. This is the Buddy Rowe Show. We loved having you. We're gonna keep doing this. Come back and see us. All right. This is it's for you, the fan. It's for the people. It's by the New Orleans people. It's not no show. Drummed up by any ex-Falcon or anything like that. This is your show for you guys. So come back, come check on us. We'll keep dropping them.